Hello everyone, my name is Cathy Jones and I am Second Vice President of the GFWC Georgia Federation of Women's Clubs. It's my responsibility to make sure every club woman understands about reporting. So here it is, ladies, everything you ever wanted to know about reporting, but were too afraid to ask. Please don't get that look when I say reporting. It's really not a dirty word. Reporting is the means that GFWC Georgia is able to recognize and acknowledge outstanding services that our clubs provide to our communities. And GFWC uses the statistical information our state sends in lobbying efforts and in helping acquire partnerships with affiliate organizations and funding. Reporting is the history of each club and is also a tool in preserving it in our society. Before we go much further into reporting, let's make sure we're clear on some terms. The plan of work includes suggestions for projects or program ideas in each community service program, advancement area, or special emphasis as published by the GFWC Georgia. There are 5 community service programs or CSPs: Arts and Culture, Civic Engagement and Outreach, Education and Libraries, Environment, Health and Wellness. An explanation of these 5 programs may be found at gfwc.org and on the GFWC Georgia website and in the yearbook. GFWC advancement areas include communications and public relations, leadership, legislation and public policy, membership, women's history, and resources. Ideas for implementing these advancement areas may be found at gfwc.org and the GFWC Georgia website and yearbook. GFWC has partnered with several affiliate organizations. They offer unique and customized services, including materials, speakers, kits, and additional information specifically designed for GFWC clubs. Currently, GFWC has partnered with Heifer International, Hugh O'Brien Youth Leadership, or HOBY, March of Dimes, Prevent Child Abuse America, Operation Smile, Shot at Life, St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, and UNICEF. Clubs will find suggestions for working with these GFWC affiliates in the plans of work in each of the community service programs. Some affiliates have projects in multiple CSP areas, so remember to report your projects based upon its intent. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to call one of our chairmen. Volunteer hours. The number of volunteer hours equals the time spent on the project times the number of volunteers. So, a project that takes 2 hours to accomplish and 10 members to do so equals 20 volunteer hours. Dollars donated. This is just what it sounds like, good old cash or coin like the picture shows. This is money your club donated for the project. It may be from the club's treasury or from your members' checkbooks or from a monetary donation given to the club by someone else. In-kind donations is never money. In-kind donations may be food, clothing or toys, the use of a space for a banquet or dance, or the services of a professional. Tabulate the value of these goods or services to determine the in-kind donation amount. GFWC has a pretty extensive list of items and their value for your reference. It includes household items, furniture, and appliances. There are 4 types of reports clubs can generate. 1. Statistical data. 2. The challenge project. 3. A narrative. And 4. The creative or outstanding project. Let's take a brief look at each of these. The statistical report contains the number of members participating in projects, the number of projects in the specific CSP advancement area or special emphasis program, the number of volunteer hours, the dollars donated by the club or members, the value of in-kind donations, and the participation with our GFWC affiliate organizations. This is the only required report for GFWC Georgia clubs. But if you want our judges to understand your wonderful projects, it's important to include a narrative description of your top 10 projects. The narrative will answer the 5 W's: who, what, when, where, and why, and the how about the project. If your club accepted the challenge issued by the CSP, you will answer specific questions about your project. This is a bonus section and will not count as one of your top 10. You can kind of consider it as an 11th project. The club may select one project from the top 10 to submit for the Creative Outstanding Project Award. This narrative description details specific information about the project. In our community service programs, this may be your challenge project. So, how do clubs report all these wonderful volunteer hours and work? If you've been in club work as long as I have, you've experienced many changes in reporting. Back in the late 70s, narrative reports had to be sent in 3-pronged folders with proof or addenda of the projects. Since this was before the computer age, the ink pen or typewriter was our friend. Members spent hours on reports, making sure I's were dotted and T's were crossed. Newspaper articles were cut and literally pasted onto paper with the dateline and bannerhead included. If you kept all the paper copies of your club's reports over the years, you'd probably fill up a whole room. In 2018, we were introduced to email reports submitted on the state's Google Drive. This effort was very successful, and so I'm happy to announce that we will finally go paperless. Beginning in January 2021, all Georgia reports will be submitted online. Club reporters will complete a simple questionnaire via the state's Google Drive for each community service program, special program, or advancement area. Once information is uploaded to our central database, clubs will receive feedback and can save their information electronically and can print a hard copy. The information will be merged into forms for our Georgia judging team, and they can either print out a hard copy or read it via a secure Google account. Statistical data will be quickly and easily extracted for our GFWC reports. Let's look at the guidelines for reporting. Number 1, clubs should follow the GFWC Georgia Plan of Work when initiating projects. That's going to be especially important this year since GFWC has merged the community service programs from 6 to 5. Our CSP teams have done an outstanding job of outlining practical and easily accomplished projects for your clubs. Using the yearbook will maximize the impact of GFWC and GFWC Georgia in our communities. This should not, however, limit the imagination of your members in planning activities. 2, in compliance with GFWC's reporting period, clubs should report work done between January 1 and December 31 of the most recently completed year. Reports will be accessed via the Google Online Reporting Questionnaire provided by GFWC Georgia. The link to the online reporting may be found on the GFWC Georgia website at gfwcgeorgia.org. To be eligible for awards, dues must be paid on time to GFWC Georgia, the district, and the junior conference if applicable. The club treasurer should pay dues on the same number of members to each entity. Dues are payable by June 1 and delinquent after December 1. Dues may be paid in installments. The deadline for submitting reports remains the same, January 25 at 11:59 p.m., regardless of the day of the week. Clubs should place projects in the appropriate spot. Believe me, it's going to be easier than finding Waldo. We're all going to have to get used to the 5 new CSP titles and what they each entail. The first thing to consider is the intent of the project. The dictionary defines intent as the purpose, objective, or goal. So when trying to place a project in our new areas, keep that in mind. If you have any questions, feel free to call me or any of our chairmen. Just like in previous years, a narrative may be included on the online reports. A narrative helps our judging teams better understand your club's work. The online questionnaire provides an opportunity for clubs to explain 10 projects in more detail other than just the statistical information. If a narrative is included, the submission should be brief and concise. Give answers to the how and the 5 W's: who, what, when, where, and why, and only 10 projects may be included in the narrative. Clubs will also be given the opportunity to report on its most outstanding or most creative project. This is a separate report in each area of work and provides additional information and a detailed explanation of the organization, implementation, and impact to the community. The project should be included in the 10 projects reported in the narrative and included in the statistical data submitted. We've created a reporting worksheet for your use. If you complete the information before you sit down at your computer to submit the reports online, it will save you a lot of time because all the statistical data will be right at your fingertips. If you do decide to submit a narrative, you could type the top 10 projects in a Word document before accessing the online reports. Then all you'll have to do is cut and paste your top 10 into the online report. So how will club reports be judged? It's not going to be by Judge Judy, I assure you. The chairman of our CSPs, advancement areas, and special emphasis projects will access each club report via their secure Google Drive. Many hours will be devoted to reading and determining the winning entries. So, how is statistical data judged? We have created a rubric to make interpreting this data easier to evaluate with a range of points from 1 to 15. Judges will look at the percentage of members participating in projects, the number of projects completed, the volunteer hours, the money donated, the value of in-kind donations, and the support given to the GFWC affiliate organizations. Narrative reports are judged on a point system too. Each project may receive no more than 10 points. Therefore, a total report may receive no more than 100 points because 10 projects times 10 points equals 100. On narrative reports, judges look for meaningful involvement of the members, the involvement of community members or other organizations outside the club, and the impact of the project. Special considerations are given to projects that were within the GFWC Georgia guidelines or included a fundraiser. The report should be well written, concise, and easy to understand. Clubs may select one project to submit for the Creative Outstanding Project Award. Criteria for judging this report includes the uniqueness of the ideas, the involvement of the members, the organization of the project's success as evidenced by the number of attendees or participants, the amount of money raised or donated, or the lasting effect on the community. A high profile which garnered the public's good opinion. This would include media and resources used during implementation and any accolades given to the club. The quality of the report, including descriptions, good grammar, and proper spelling. Reports that are exemplary may receive bonus points. What does that mean? The collective work as identified on the narrative report is exemplary, statistical data is outstanding, work with GFWC affiliate organizations is superior, and the challenge project was accepted and successful. Only community service programs reports are eligible for bonus points. And just as a reminder, clubs submit reports to the state chairman. State chairman determine the district winners. Then state or district winners are highlighted in our international reports. There has been no change in our membership categories for judging purposes. A club will report in one of the following 3 categories: women's clubs, junior clubs, or juniorette clubs. For women's clubs, there are 3 subcategories, including membership of 25 or less, membership of 26 to 50, or membership of 51 or greater. Junior and juniorette clubs will be grouped regardless of size. To be eligible for district or state awards, clubs must pay dues on time. Dues are payable on June the 1st and are delinquent if not received in the state office by December 1st. Junior clubs must pay junior conference dues on or before December 1st. Clubs must pay dues on the same number of members to their district, state, and if applicable, the junior conference. The number of members submitted on reports should match the number of members for which dues are paid. So reporters should double check with the club's treasurer to ensure the number reported matches the number paid on. Submissions should be completed online by the deadline of January 25th at 11:59 p.m. The only required report is the statistical data. Narratives, creative outstanding reports, and challenge projects are optional reports. Okay, I know this is a lot of information. Not only do we have changes in our plans of work for the new administration, but we have changes in our reporting style. But don't pull your hair out just yet. This year we are pleased to announce that each district will have its own reporting coach. Our district coaches, better known as the second vice presidents, will have information in their coach's playbook to assist clubs with this new process. So, plans are being made to conduct a mini workshop held in conjunction with the fall district meeting. We hope the presentation will be held in person, but with the COVID pandemic, we'll have a virtual option available. You may view all online reports from our GFWC Georgia website. Log on to the gfwcgeorgia.org, click on Reporting and Forms, and then you can find a practice report. For training purposes, we've chosen the Membership Advancement Area Report. You will follow the prompts to fill in the blanks or make selections from drop-down boxes. In Section 1, you will input personal email, your name, your club title, or office held. You'll have a pull-down menu for club and district names. You'll input the address of the reporter, including the city, state, and zip code, and the phone number. There will be a pull-down menu for the type of club. You'll input the number of members your club paid dues on. Statistical information will include the number of volunteer hours your club members worked on all projects in this area, the total amount in dollars donated by the club, the total amount in dollars donated by members, and the total value of in-kind donations. Day of service statistical information will include the number of projects, volunteer hours, dollars donated by club and members, or in-kind donations. You will also answer these questions in membership statistics. The number of members paid in the year 2020 and also in the year 2019. You will answer the questions: how many members were lost due to relocation, deceased, or other issues. You'll also answer how many new members you gained, and then the total club members. This should equal the number of members for which dues are paid. There's also a place where you can attach a roster of your new members. All you have to do is have a list typed up in either Word or Excel and add this to the file at the link shown. Under recruitment and retention, you will answer these questions. Did one member recruit 5 or more new members? If yes, you'll add a file, and there will be a form for you to fill in and add at this point. If you did not have any person that recruited 5, then you would say no and move on. It asks if you have an orientation for new members, how many new members attended, how many existing members attended, and who conducted the orientation. You'll also be asked who attended state events such as institute and convention. Then it will ask you if you would like to add a narrative for your top 10 projects. If you answer no, you will be prompted to submit. If you answer yes for a narrative, you will type in each of the top 10 project narratives as prompted. You will answer these questions: your project title, the number of members working on the project, the number of volunteers on that project, dollars donated, in-kind donations, and the description of the project, and you will only be given 500 characters. 500 characters will include each letter, space, and punctuation mark. They all count as characters. Next, you will be asked if you would like to submit a creative most outstanding project. It'll be your last submission. Statistical information will be the same as any of the top 10 projects you described, and the project description, though, will be longer. Once the report is submitted, you will almost immediately receive an email copy of your responses. Pages 1 through 3 will be statistical information. If you did narratives, your narrative 10 will follow on pages 4 through 13, and pages 14 will be your creative project. Once the club's report is submitted, it goes into the state's Google Drive. Information is entered into a state spreadsheet, and then it will be sent to our chairman via a mail merge. I hope you'll agree with me that this new reporting process is going to really be easy. We are indebted to our technical experts, Ladina Jewell and Deborah Landris, for all their hard work in creating the questionnaires. I'm sure you have some questions, so let's look at some of those we expect to be asked frequently. Question 1, what if our club sponsored more than 10 projects? Do we report those too? Yes. If your club sponsored more than 10 projects in a CSP advancement area or special emphasis program, you should absolutely report those. All club-sponsored volunteer work should be reported in the statistical information. However, you may only select your top 10 projects in your narrative. Question 2. Can you save the report online and come back to it at another time? No. The report cannot be saved online to complete at another time. We suggest that you use the worksheet provided in the yearbook or type answers in a Word document prior to beginning the online report. Narratives may be cut and pasted from the Word document into the online report. Question 3. Can I get a copy of the report once it's submitted? Yes. The reporter will receive a copy to the email address that they used. Question 4. Could I run out of space on the narrative? Yes. As always, space is limited, so choose your words wisely. Each narrative answer may use up to 500 characters. That's the letters, numbers, spaces, and punctuation marks. Number 5. If I find a mistake after the report is submitted, can it be corrected? Yes. If a mistake is discovered, you'll just have to submit a new report as long as it is submitted before the deadline of January 25th at 11:59 p.m. How much time does it generally take to complete a report? The statistical report should only take about 10 minutes. If you're included a narrative, the challenge project, and the creative most outstanding projects, you will spend more time on the report. But if you're well prepared, the report still should not take very long. Question 7. What if I have questions that have not been posed here? If you still have more questions, email them to me or any other state chairman. We don't even mind a telephone call. And if you prefer, we'll even answer a letter. Our All our contact information is in the new yearbook, and that's another reason to buy one. Check out the presentation in regards to our 2020-22 Plan of Work found at gfwcgeorgia.org. It's a video under Institute entitled Heart for Service. Remember that reporting is not really a grizzly bear to be feared. Reporting is the means by which GFWC Georgia is able to recognize and acknowledge outstanding service our clubs provide to our community. Remember that a report is relevant, essential, powerful, opportune, right, and timely. All of our chairmen are looking forward to reading about your great projects, so we hope that every club in Georgia will report their volunteer work this year. Because every club in Georgia is a winner.